Before we dive in, let's just take a moment for this dedication. True and practical education for future generations. It's a really powerful thought, and we're going to keep it in mind as we go through this explainer together. All right, so today we're going to talk about something that's, well, it's incredibly important. We're looking at the hidden side of Diwali. We all love the Festival of Lights, the celebration is amazing, but what's the real cost that comes after all those fireworks have faded away? We all know this sight, right? We love it. Those brilliant bursts of color just painting the night sky. It's all about joy, family, and it's breathtaking. For so many of us, this is a core memory. But that's only half the story. The party lasts for a night, but the consequences, they can last a lifetime. So what really happens when all that smoke finally clears? This right here, this slide, just captures that contrast perfectly, doesn't it? On the left, you've got the magic of the festival, and on the right, the cold, hard reality of the next day, a thick, choking smog that just hangs over our cities. This is really where our story begins. So let's start with the most immediate and, honestly, the most devastating impact, the cost to people, especially to kids. And believe me, this goes way beyond just a few loud noises. Just let this number sink in for a second. In 1 year, over 100 children lost their sight, forever, all because of firecracker accidents. This isn't just a statistic, you guys. It's 100 futures that were changed in an instant. And here are the real faces behind that number. These aren't just abstract figures. They're kids who went out to celebrate and ended up here, in a hospital. Their entire world just plunged into darkness. Okay, now let's zoom out a little to see just how big this problem is. This number, 908, that's the number of injuries from just one state, Tamil Nadu, and that includes everything from severe burns and hearing loss to, of course, that devastating eye trauma. Every single one of those 908 cases is a story like this one, a moment of fun, of celebration that turns into a long, painful recovery. And what's so heartbreaking is that a lot of these injuries happen to kids, or even to people who were just watching from what they thought was a safe distance. And this chart just makes it crystal clear. This is a nationwide crisis. You've got 190 cases in Delhi, 186 in Bangalore, over 120 in Madhya Pradesh. It's the same tragic story everywhere. No part of the country is immune to this. So what's causing the absolute worst of the harm? Well, it turns out not all firecrackers are created equal. Let's take a look at the ones that have been identified as the most dangerous. You need to remember these names: carbide guns, atom bombs, mirchi bombs, and bottle rockets, okay? These are not your everyday sparklers. They are often incredibly powerful, totally unpredictable, and they're responsible for some of the most horrific injuries, including permanent blindness and really bad burns. And listen to this. Doctors are specifically calling out carbide guns. They're citing them as the #1 cause of eye injuries that simply cannot be fixed. We're talking irreversible damage. These things are often homemade or totally unregulated, making them a ticking time bomb that can turn a celebration into a tragedy. Now, beyond the immediate physical danger, there's this quieter but much more widespread problem, the massive cloud of pollution that literally just descends on our cities. This image just says it all, doesn't it? The day after Diwali, the air quality in so many cities just plummets to hazardous, off-the-charts levels. That's not fog. It's a thick blanket of smoke and pollutants that all of us are forced to breathe. So what exactly are we breathing in? Well, it's not just ash. It's packed with these tiny, dangerous particles called PM 2.5 that can get deep, deep into your lungs. And on top of that, it's full of toxic heavy metals. The crazy thing is, the very chemicals that make the colors so beautiful, like strontium for red and barium for green, are actually poisonous when we breathe them in. The situation gets so bad that our cities have to resort to these extreme measures, like deploying these giant anti-smog water cannons. The fact that we even need machines like this just to make the air breathable, it really shows you the incredible scale of the environmental damage we're talking about. But wait, there's another hidden danger that we absolutely have to talk about. A lot of the most hazardous firecrackers, they aren't even made in India. They're part of this massive illegal trade that poses its own unique threat. Over 50 crore rupees. Just think about that. That's the value of illegal firecrackers that were seized in just 1 year.
This isn't some small-time operation. We're talking about a huge smuggling network that's bringing dangerous and unregulated products straight into the country. And this isn't happening in just one place. You can see major seizures at ports like Tuticorin, Nhava Sheva, and Mundra. It shows this is a coordinated effort by smugglers and a massive, massive challenge for the authorities who are trying to keep us safe.
So, why are they banned? Well, it's pretty straightforward. They contain these incredibly dangerous chemicals that are forbidden by Indian law. These substances are highly unstable, which means they can explode when you least expect it. And they release even more toxic fumes than legal fireworks. So after looking at all this data, the question is, where do we go from here? Look, this isn't about ending the celebration. Not at all. It's about making it safer for everyone and for our planet. It's about celebrating a brighter and much safer future. And really, that leaves us with this final, powerful question. The choice is ours, isn't it? Now that we know the real cost, how can we make sure that the Festival of Lights is remembered for its brilliance and its joy, and not for the shadows it can leave behind? It's really something for all of us to think about. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's all work towards that true and practical education for future generations, and make sure they can enjoy a safe and truly bright Festival of Lights.